Rather quietly, rather stealthily, Edberg beginning to get a hold of this match, beginning to draw away. Can he make this burst, as it were, a decisive one?
Second serve. Love 15.
Well, if he is paining, of course, it's going to be exacerbated because he's having to strain even more. Edberg annexing 8 of the last 9 games. That's going to make you push yourself. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if Karbacher starts really teeing off a bit.
Well, talking of teeing off,
Love 30.
I think that one was smashed 300 yards down the fairway.
Well, Edberg shaking his head as if he thought it was in.
3 points for the double break. I think we heard a little well played from Tony Pickard, who of course has resumed his relationship with Edberg.
Edberg leads 4-1.
Stefan up 4-1. Treatment, an injury timeout to Bernd Karbacher. He has been allowed to have that strapping readjusted on his left thigh during the change of ends. No injury timeout, no extension of the 90 seconds. But, the pain may be getting worse as a result of the situation in the match. Edberg 4-1.
Love 15.
Yes, and he's had it extended beyond that support, which he's of course worn since the beginning of the match, and naturally it must feel just a little restrictive, and I would think he would try and take a few more chances as a result, which might actually help him, because I believe that's where he could really have, if not wrapped up this match, he could well have taken a more commanding lead had he used his legs just a little bit more effectively on that second serve.
But there, for the first time, he really did seem to struggle for movement.
15-30. All. 30-40.
A third double fault from Edberg, and it gives Karbacher the opportunity to recover one of the breaks.
Game karbacher. Edberg leads 4-2.
Karbacher sends out the message that although he may be a little wounded, he's still dangerous, and that Edberg isn't going to be able to extend his Grand Slam career without something of a struggle. But the Swede still has one break in hand in this third set. But there again, you just feel there's a
Love 15.
little handicap when he really has to push off. Ooh, Stefan, there was a gaping hole.
15 all.
Yes, that was certainly a situation for keeping form on the shot. And he did it at about 75% effect. It just came up a little too soon on it. He generally has such lovely balance. Well, I thought that was such a good tennis point. Particularly Karbacher, well, a little prior to that, I really liked the way he just sort of punched a little forehand back across court. He was out of position.
All.
Yes, we see him looking up to the skies every now and again, and I think he was coming in on really a bit of a prayer there.
Game karbacher. Ball change. Edberg leads 4-3.
Well, the pendulum has certainly swung back towards Karbacher. And this will be a very important game for Stefan Edberg. Having led 4-1 with 2 breaks, obviously desperately wants to hang on to the second.
It's the infuriating thing once injury enters a game, because you can only but guess just how severe or how slight the injury is. and it affects one's judgment of a match. One's expectations really are somewhat clouded by the presence of an injury on court. It's the sort of thing which, if it's bad, of course, if Karbacher goes down, further down, he might just well give up. On the other hand, if it's not, no matter how far down he is, he's going to surely be trying to fight, this being a major event.
Time.
Never seen a cameraman playing Rockabye Baby with his camera before.
Seat to the players, please. Thanks.
Now then, big game Edberg, 4-3 up now, having been 4-1.
First serve.
Well, he did win one of these rat-a-tat exchanges earlier on, but he's always more likely to lose them because this man's got the crisper volleys, much shorter swing.
And that was a much sharper serve too from Edberg. Really timed that one well. 112 miles an hour, as fast as so far as 118. And a very convincing game indeed from Stefan Edberg, who moves within one game of a 2-1 lead.
Edberg leads 5-3.
Yes, his first love game of the match. Karbacher's served those two.
And again, Karbacher very slow to push off and start to run down the stop volley.
It's an omission that by Karbacher, because hitting as good a shot as that, providing he'd known he was going to do that, there was virtually really nothing else that Edberg could do to it.
13-50.
But that can be one of the problems in the game. If you're not entirely convinced of your own ability to pinpoint your shots, you can't really predict what the opponent might be doing.
Well, how Edberg would love to seal this set with another break of serve.